Hi, how are you? I wanted to talk today about crochet and how I started and things like that. Most of you know that I started on here as planner and journaling, and it's sort of merging. The crochet has come into it. I started crochet before I hit teenager. Mum, well, I think Mum sent us off to a school holiday thing, and crochet was one of the things, so I did it. We learnt to do a granny square, which is the old squares that you see on all the old blankets, and I did that for a while, and then I could always do it. I could always remember how to do it, and I made a few when the kids were little. I remember my daughter, I made these 4 great big granny squares, and they were loose, and then I crocheted them together, and she was taking the blanket to her friend's house for a sleepover. I said, "You can't take that, it's terrible." She goes, "You made it, Mum, it's fine." So she took it, and then just recently, I suppose I've been doing it on and off for a while, and then Dad got sick, and I'd been doing it before Dad got sick, and that sort of took it off again. It's probably the most I've crocheted in my life, and I crocheted him a blanket sort of thing, and he took it to hospital with him wherever he went, because they get cold, and he said everyone spoke about it. So I'd watched YouTube videos for a while and saw that they had a thing called a prayer shawl ministry, and I had these ideas, but I have to be brave to take it on. So it took me a few months and talking about it and everything, and finally I decided I'll do it. So I asked a few people at church, and they said they'd be in. So I started the prayer shawl ministry, and I have not sold one piece. I've always given it away or made it for somebody or something like that. Like my daughter, for her baby, the granddaughter I look after now, she had crocheted stuff. The babies now have crocheted stuff, the ones that are coming soon. Dad, Mum, everyone that I make it for. I don't sell it. Even if it wasn't family, I don't sell it. I made things for people at work. I don't sell them. I wouldn't know what price to put on something, and I think it's right. I think sometimes it's like giving a permanent warm hug. It's like I give something I've made by hand to somebody else, and I think that's a nice way to do it, way to think about it. The yarn I get, I've had some donated for the prayer shawl ministry, but all the rest I've either been given it or me and Mr. T purchase it. So I haven't been like given it or had a can you try out a yarn or anything like that. It's always been somebody had some in their cupboard and they gave it to me and things like that. Prayer shawl ministry is my heart. It's something that I do because I think there are people out there that need to remember that they're loved, and I suppose it was something I could do because I was a chaplain for 5 years. It was something that I could do even though I wasn't a chaplain. We donate to a cancer house where people come to the city to have their treatment, and they stay in the cancer house. So they have a box of stuff. The palliative care unit, which is at one of the hospitals, we donate there, and also the ICU for the paediatrics ICU, so the baby ICU, neonatal, I think it's called. And I think those three places sort of span, there's coming into life, there's sickness in life, and then there's the end of life. And we try and do a broad range, well, there's not really a broad range of things, but we do blankets, knee rugs, shawls, the baby rugs, obviously, the paediatric ICU have got enough, and then beanies, because some people don't want a rug, they don't want the weight on them or anything, but they'll keep their head warm. I know that the paediatric ICU, those blankets go home with the parents. The same with the, well, not parents, but the sick at the cancer house, they take theirs. And the palliative care unit, the families can take it. If they want to, they can take it, or they can have it go with the person that was sick. I think we put a little tag on saying that we prayed over them. We pray over the stuff before we send it out, that the people would know that they're loved, not only by the people that made it, but by our God. I do craft, like crochet for myself, for things that I want. I've made a few cardigans and things like that. And we are, since the tsunami in Tonga, we are doing beanies for the group of pickers that came to our church. So once we have enough of them, I'll deliver them to them. There's some Tongan, but it's a range of different people, but they might be stuck here for, there's Solomon Islanders as well. They might be stuck here for winter, so we want to give them something to make sure that they know that they're loved. So it's a journey. That's my journey, I suppose. One of my sisters and my mum knits, not as often as I do, I don't think. Well, I don't knit, but it's not like something that they do every day. It's good for for the depression. It gives you something to think about, gives you something to concentrate on. It calms you, it slows you down, that sort of stuff. I know a lot of people have taken it crocheting up since the virus hit, and that's great. I think if you can find a craft, a handcraft, a slowing down craft to do while the world out there is crazy, then you're looking after yourself as well. So I guess I've been crocheting, or I've known how to crochet for over 40 years. It seems crazy to me because I don't feel that old. But it's something that I found I've got better over the last 2 years, I suppose. I've got braver at it. My husband has been really good with that. He goes, well, you're doing that, so you know how to do it. So he's quite encouraging. He helps me to be brave enough to do it. And I've been making things without a pattern, which blows my mind still that I can do that. But I just wanted to share this story with you, a little story of how I got started and why I do it. I do it for many reasons, but I suppose it's part of the ministry that I have now, because I'm not a chaplain as such. I don't work as a chaplain. It's something that I can do to give back. So if you wondered why I did ask for help with purchasing a knitting machine. That just helps make the beanies quicker. Because crocheting, you can only go a certain speed as fast as you can, and not everyone in our group is. There's some like learners that are just learning. So I thought we could share that around, and some people could feel like that. Oh, excuse me. Feel like that they've achieved something. So that's why I was asking for help for that. And again, I want to thank the one person that did help. I really appreciate that. And we'll get there eventually. But I just wanted to share this story with you. I thought you might be interested. If you have any questions or any comments or anything you want to tell me, leave it down below. I'd love to hear what craft you do. And I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to be who you're created to be. Bye.